Hi and welcome back to Mondraker TV. Today I'm going to be showing you a brand new bike, but I'm going to be doing something very special with it. Okay, so today is going to be a pretty special day because I'm going to be wearing one of these. I get to put on the factory jersey because I am going to be joining the production line downstairs and I'm going to be assembling the latest bikes. Come with me, check this out. Okay, so this is the pre-assembly area. As you can see with all these caddies everywhere, all the components are assembled for each bike build. I'm going to be going upstairs to the final production line where I get to put together one whole bike. Right, first things first, let's get this to a sensible working height for someone that's probably a bit taller than the last person who works on this stand. So I've joined the production line a little bit later than the rest of the crew. They all start super early in the summer hours because it gets extremely hot here in southern Spain. So this is one of the latest RRS models of Crafty Carbon, full carbon frame on here. I'm going to be installing the motor onto this, doing the wiring loom, put a battery in, put the display onto the top tube, and then finish the assembly of the bike. Now, you'll notice that it's already got a couple of parts done to this. They basically did this to make it quicker and easier for me. Behind me here, I've got my display that's got every part of the process on this. I've even got my name on there, called me a newbie. Thanks guys. And as you can see, if I click on any part of this, it gives me specific instructions about the torque settings, the tools I need, whether I need to use a red thread lock, a blue thread lock, a grease, or nothing, depending on what part of the bike it is. Just before we get into this, I'd like to just show you a couple of the motors here. Because I was hoping to be installing one with a race motor. This one has the regular CX, which everyone is familiar with. It's now got that 100 Newton meter update. But this motor caught my eye on other models that some of the crew are putting together. This is the XR. Now, I've not actually spent any time on the production version. I've ridden a pre-production on that level prototype. You've got a beautiful magnesium casing, which if you see the difference between the two, I mean, I can feel the difference as well. I mean, Bosch claim 100 grams lighter. I actually think it's a little bit lighter than that. It's also got ceramic bearings and a titanium axle on here. And one of the things that people don't discuss with the latest Bosch motors is the lack of friction in the system. If you basically get the spider of the crank and rotate it backwards, you'll feel this. And the fact that I can turn this either direction by hand is phenomenal. If you do this with one of the older generation ones, you almost can't turn that. But yeah, so serious piece of kit, 400% support, 100 Newton meters maximum torque on there, 750 watt peak power. The major difference, other than what I've just told you though, is the fact that you get instantaneous power and you get all of it. It's way more aggressive than the conventional CX motor, so that's why it's not on all of the bikes. Bike itself, this one is the RRS. It's one of the 6 models we now offer in the Crafty range. So this is one of the full power, full carbon bikes. So has an 800 watt hour battery in the down tube there. They can all accept the 600 and the 800. Has the carbon mono block there, and it also has the carbon rocker here and has the carbon rear end. So significantly lighter than the alloy one. The alloy one is absolutely fine. I've got that on my own bike, no problems with this, but this, being lighter and made of carbon, your sprung to unsprung mass ratio changes, so the rear end works even better. Okay, it's time to get the motor in place, and I'm a little bit nervous, if I'm honest, because these guys, they'll assemble an entire bike in like 2 hours. Now, at home in my own workshop working on things, that's not a problem, but working here where I'm following a very specific guide, I just don't want to get it wrong. So I've got a series of spacers here that all have to go in a particular order. So I just want to show you some of the cable routing here so you can understand this for yourself. If you come over and look at the bike here, you can see how the wiring, let's call it a wiring loom like you'd see on a car. So this goes directly to the top tube display. It runs down the inside of the frame here in this silenced material. So there's no rattling, nothing at all. And it pops out on the top tube display, which we'll show you when we connect that. And the other one, of course, is from the power source, basically from the battery holder straight into the motor itself. These need to sit out on the top side here, where I carefully insert the motor in place. I'm sure the guys will be laughing at me for doing it so slowly, but I've got to do this right. Something we're asked about a lot is the new top tube display that we have on the model year 2026 Crafties. it's not just a cutout, it's completely molded as part of the frame. So it is actually a different frame set from the previous generation that featured the system controller. If you look here, the cable routing or the electronic wire routing comes in from the down tube here, where it's inside that dampened material all the way up, so there's no rattles or anything. Popes out perfectly here and just sits flush in place. Lovely looking bike so far. So there it is. That is that lovely new display. So I'm just going to plug this in neatly here, and then it slots into place. And I just need this little Torx key. Don't worry about my grubby hands on it. It's got a film protector over the display that will be cleaned anyway, but it'll be removed by the final consumer, whoever's lucky enough to have this bike. There we go. Look how neat that is, ignoring my grubby marks. Yeah. Part of the process of which the bike I built is going to be doing shortly, it's currently racked up ready, is the quality control and the boxing. So this is super important because these boxes are literally completely recyclable. So there are 2 Velcro straps that come in the box which are reusable. Other than that, there's no plastics, no horrible things in the boxes. And I'm going to let these guys do this because this ultimately makes sure that the bikes are delivered in pristine condition to the consumers. Pros at work. But there we go, that's it, boxed up. That is the bike that I just built. Granted, it was in a time frame that they built several bikes, but hey, my first one on a production line. And I've hand signed this one, so someone somewhere out there is going to be buying this bike. If that is you, get involved in the comments, we'd love to hear from you. Now don't forget, this was just one of the 6 models of Crafty. There's 3 full carbon, full powers available. And of course, we also have these with the alloy rear end on there. So 6 models on the website. Have a look through, see which is the nicest looking option for you, which suits you best. I'd love to know what you thought of the video, what you think of this process, and what do you think of that latest Crafty.